Mr. Secretary, please call.
Jackson, Leno, Leva, Dwyer, Mendoza, Mitchell, Lonnie, Overlock, Terrell, Williams, Wilson, Ham, Abney, Rock, Runner, Stone, Pineapple, Kowski, Wolf.
Good morning, colleagues. The quorum is present. Will the members and our guests beyond the rail and legality please rise? We will be led in prayer this morning by our guest chaplain, the Reverend Gail Tompkins Bishop, Christian Church Disciples of Christ. After which, please remain standing. We'll be led in the pledge of allegiance to the flag by Senator Mark Leno.
Gracious Holy One, Creator of all that is and will ever be, this is the day that you have made, and we rejoice in it. Another opportunity to be, right now, the best that we can be. To speak the kindest, wisest words that we can speak. To listen thoughtfully to one another, with ears that can hear beyond syllables and into the heart of each person, and to plan for a future of hope and abundance for this state, her people, her land, and her creatures. God, help all of your humble servants to avoid thinking that we already know it all, that only if everyone could bend to our will could we be satisfied. Make us able to admit that we might be wrong sometimes, that our eyes might need to be opened to see a perspective that we rejected even yesterday. May we never make an idea or an opinion into a golden calf, defending it at the expense of the dignity, worth, or well-being of our fellows or our constituents. Help us remember, like the wise messengers throughout history have always said, that nothing can be added to a cup that is already full, and empty us of the part of ourselves that would block open minds, gentle spirits, and eager partnerships. God, like you did when you created this universe, help us create symphonies of beauty and perfection out of what looks at first glance to be chaos. Help us make a difference today for many, or even for just one person, whether it be through a new law, or a simple smile, or a hello. Guide us, God, and grant abundant courage, wisdom, and blessings on the ones who serve and the ones who are served. We ask all of this not because of any partisan agenda, but because of love and justice, the fuels that propel every true and honest effort for peace, harmony, and reconciliation in your precious world. We lift these prayers in your many names, and with gratitude for the freedom and joy that are the divine birthright of all humanity. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Privileges of the floor. Senator Mayor. At the pro tem desk.
Thank you, Madam President. Madam President, members.
Hello.
Thank you, Madam President, Flashy High School girls basketball team, better known as the Lady Lions. In one of the most thrilling, emotional, and inspirational Division I games in California history, which spilled into 2 overtimes, the Lady Lions won the California Interscholastic Federation 2015 State Division I Championship on March 27, 2015, also during Women's History Month. And here in Sacramento, the women are leading the way, because the Lady Lions were the first team in any sport, either girls or boys, to win the state championship in the Sacramento City Unified School District, hailing from the oldest high school in the district in a sport that is often dominated by teams from private schools and historically dominated by boys. But as our girls prevail, their backdrop includes the legacy of Title IX, the federal law that requires gender equity in sports. As a former Star Guard and earlier generation of Title IX beneficiaries, their coach, Jessica Kunisaki, has dreamed of coming back to coach at the Flashy. Coach Kunisaki not only came back from basketball, she came back to inspire these amazing girls to reach new heights and break barriers. The girls' path to victory began with her dream, one that would never have happened in her grandmother's era, but came true today. This historic victory came down to heart, adrenaline, and teamwork. After the momentous victory, the Lady Lions were greeted by a exuberant crowd. Proud to join them, cheerleaders full of school pride as a procession of classic cars about to celebrate in its joyful celebratory parade through the streets of Sacramento's Land Park neighborhood. It was cool. And the champions, Lady Lions basketball team rode high from position of honor in the classic 1921 fire engine and savored their forgettable and hard-fought victory. Members, please help me welcome the amazing Lady Lions, Coach Kunisaki.
If I may also extend congratulations to these young ladies, not only as a frustrated athlete myself, back in an old era when girls basketball was limited to having 2 rovers who could go across the center line, 1 guard, 1 forward. You could only dribble 3 times. Can you imagine? So here we are today, thanks to Title IX, thanks to people like the people who believe in the fact, not just the notion, that young girls and women deserve the opportunity to compete in sports, and when they do, when you do, you win, and it makes winners of us all. So I want to congratulate you, not only as a recovering athlete, but as the general legislative women's conference. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Lady Lions. Girl power. Senator Hall. Senator Hall at the pro tem's desk. For what purpose do you rise, sir?
Yes, Madam President and Senators, for privileges of the floor. Thank you. Let me just wait for... Right? Thank you, Madam President and Senators. We are flying the flag of Honduras this morning to honor a remarkable delegation at the back of the chamber. The vibrant and beautiful Central America country of Honduras has faced many challenges in its effort to develop economically and maintain security for its citizens. We're joined today by a brave group of elected officials and leaders, civic leaders who work tirelessly to achieve the goals of providing basic services and work opportunities, as well as a safe environment for their communities.
Colleagues, could you please give Senator Hall and our guest your undivided attention, please?
They are visiting California to promote and develop markets for Honduran products and to raise awareness of humanitarian projects in Honduras. I am very pleased to introduce the Honorable Amable de Jesus Hernandez, Mayor of the City of Colinas in the state of Santa Barbara, the Honorable Reina Sanchez, Vice Mayor of the City of Toco in the state of Colon, Dr. Luther Castillo Harry, co-founder and director of the first Garifuna People's Hospital, which is in Honduras, first hospital of people, and now serves some 20,000 people in surrounding communities. We also like to introduce Mr. Jose Francisco Rodriguez, president of a 205-member coffee cooperative comprised of small coffee farms in Honduran mountains, half of which are women-owned. These extraordinary individuals are making a difference in their country every day. Please join me in welcoming them to the Senate and extending our best wishes for a productive visit in California. I believe they've been here for the last 5 days, and let's please recognize our visitors from Honduras.
Would like to welcome you to the California State Senate. Thank you for being here today. Messages from the governor will be deemed read. Messages from the assembly will be deemed read. Reports of committee will be deemed read and amendments adopted. Moving on to motions, resolutions, and notices. Without objection, the Senate journals for April 13th through April 16th, 2015 will be approved as corrected by the minute clerk. Consideration of the daily file, second reading, items 1 through 8. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Senate Bill 417 with amendments, 307, 517, 545 with amendments, 626 with amendments, 269, 687, and Senate Bill 555 with amendments.
Thank you very much. Moving on to governor's appointments, file item number 9. Senator De Leon.
Thank you very much, Madam President. Colleagues, file item number 9, we have 3 appointments before us. They are all members of the contractors for the State License Board. We have Linda J. Clifford, Pastor Herrera, and Mr. Eddie Lang. All of them were approved in the Rules Committee on March 18th on a 4-0 vote, no opposition. Linda Clifford is the Chief Financial Officer, the CFO for O.C. Meyer, Construction and Engineering. Pastor Herrera is the former director of the Department of Consumer Affairs for Los Angeles County. And finally, Eddie Lang is retired after a career at the FTB, the Franchise Tax Board. All individuals are being reappointed to the board by the governor. Madam President, as well as colleagues, I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Is there any discussion and debate on the gubernatorial appointments? Senator Gaines.
Great. Thank you, Madam Chair and members. I just want to take a moment to recognize Linda Clifford, who is up for approval and has expansive contractor experience and will do a great job serving on the State License Board. So endorse her. Thank you.
Any further discussion and debate? Seeing none, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen? Aye. Anderson? Aye. Bates? Aye. Bell? Aye. Berryhill? Block? I, Canella. I, De Leon.
Aye.
I, Fuller. I, Gaines. Galgiani. Gaines, aye. Hall. I, Hancock. I, Hernandez. I, Hertzberg. I, Hill. Hueso. I, Huff. I, Jackson. I, Lara. I, Leno. I, Leyva. I, Liu. I, McGuire. I, Mendoza. I, Mitchell. I, Monning. I, Morlock. I, Morrell. I, Wynn. Nilsson. I, Pan. I, Pavley. Roth. I, Runner. Stone. I, Vidak. I, Wykowski. Wolk. Wolk, aye.
Please call the absentees.
Berryhill. I. Galgiani. Hill. I. Wynn. I. Pavley. Runner. Wykowski. Aye.
Ayes 36, no 0. The appointments are confirmed. Moving on to Senate third reading, file item number 14. Senator Jackson, are you prepared to present SB 186? Pass on file. File item 15, SJR number 7. Senator Pan? Pass on file. File item 16, SCR 34. Senator Monning. Secretary, please read.
Senate Concurrent Resolution 34 by Senator Monning relative to Childhood Obesity Awareness Month.
Senator Monning.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members. Senate Concurrent Resolution 34 recognizes September 2015 as Childhood Obesity Awareness Month. In California, nearly 40% of children are considered overweight or obese. If the current obesity trends are not reversed, it is predicted that 1 in 3 children born in the year 2000 will develop type 2 diabetes in their lifetime. Childhood obesity is a preventable public health epidemic that can be addressed through a number of family, public policies, and community initiatives. I'd ask you to join me in support of recognizing September as Childhood Obesity Awareness Month. This measure has been supported by the Junior League of Monterey County, California Park and Recreation Society, and the California State Association of Counties. Members, I request your aye vote.
Is there any discussion and debate? Seeing none, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. I. Anderson. No. Bates. Bell. I. Berryhill. Block. I. Canella. I. De Leon. I. Fuller. Gaines. I. Galgiani. Hall. I. Hancock. I. Hernandez. I. Hertzberg. I. Hill. I. Hueso. I. Huff. Jackson. I. Lara. Leno. I. Leyva. I. Liu. I. McGuire. I. Mendoza. Mitchell. I. Monning. I. Morlock. Morrell. No. Wynn. I. Nilsson. Pan. I. Pavley. I. Roth. I. Runner. Stone. No. Vidak. Wykowski. I. Wolk. Wolk, aye.
Mr. Secretary, please call the absent voters.
Bates. Berryhill. I. Fuller. Galgiani. Huff. I. Lara. Mendoza. I. Morlock. No. Lada, I. Nilsson. Runner. Vidak.
Thank you very much. Ayes 29, noes 4. The resolution is adopted. Moving on to file item number 17, SR 20. Senator Berryhill,
Pass on file. File item 18, Senate Bill 770, Senator Mendoza. Passing? Pass on file. File item 19, SB 432, Senator Mendoza.
Yes.
You'll be presenting? Mr. Secretary, please read. File item 19, pass on file. File item 20, SB 426, Senator Leyva. Pass on file. File item 21, SB 13, Senator Pavley. Pass on file. File item 22, Senate Bill 37, Senator Nielsen. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Senate Bill 37 by Senator Nielsen, enacting to water and declaring the urge thereof to take effect immediately.
Madam President, ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, this bill has not received any opposition. It passed the houses, this House last year, and it died on the Assembly when they had to adjourn. We had no votes. This allows the Department of Water Resources to reimburse local agencies for construction, which is ongoing on flood protection projects under the Urban Flood Risk Reduction Program. It covers the expenditures between July 1st, 2014 and July 31st, 2015, since this is a project that's an ongoing one. And that's the point. This is a bridge, and if we don't pass this legislation, the construction will have to stop. The cost will be greatly escalated. So this simply allows us to move ahead. The administration supports it, the department supports it, and we have had no opposition thus far. I would urge and request, and I vote.
Thank you. Is there any discussion or debate on this measure? Any discussion or debate? This has an urgency clause. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. I. Anderson. I. Bates. I. Bell. I. Berryhill. I. Block. I. Canella. I. De Leon. I. Fuller. I. Gaines. I. Galgiani. Hall. I. Hancock. I. Hernandez. I. Hertzberg. I. Hill. I. Hueso. I. Huff. I. Jackson. I. Lada. I. Leno. I. Leyva. I. Liu. I. McGuire. I. Mendoza. I. Mitchell. I. Monning. I. Morlock. I. Morrell. I. Wynn. I. Nielsen. I. Pan. I. Pavley. I. Roth. I. Runner. Stone. I. Vidak. I. Wachowski. I. Wolk. Wolk, aye.
Please call the absent voter members.
Galgiani. Runner.
Ayes 37, no 0 on the urgency. Ayes 37, no 0. The measure passes. File item 23, Senate Bill 45. Senator Mendoza, are you prepared to present? Excellent. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Senate Bill 45 by Senator Mendoza, an act relating to workforce development.
Senator Mendoza.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm here to present SB 45. Last year, President Obama signed the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, WIOA, the federal law governing the distribution of workforce development funds to state and local governments. This act replaced the past act of the Workforce Investment Act of 1998. The U.S. Department of Labor has recommended that states review their existing laws to identify areas that may conflict with the new requirements under the WIOA and develop plans and strategies to resolve these conflicts. SB 45 is one of two bills being sponsored by the California Labor Workforce Development Agency and the California Workforce Investment Board that will make the necessary changes to existing law for the implementation of the new WIOA. This bill has received unanimous support in the committee. We'll respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Is there any discussion or debate on the measure? Any discussion or debate? Seeing none, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. I. Anderson. I. Bates. I. Bell. I. Berryhill. I. Block. I. Canella. I. De Leon. I. Fuller. I. Gaines. Galgiani. I. Hall. I. Hancock. I. Hernandez. I. Hertzberg. I. Hill. I. Hueso. I. Huff. I. Jackson. I. Lada. I. Leno. I. Leyva. I. Liu. I. McGuire. I. Mendoza. I. Mitchell. I. Monning. I. Morlock. I. Morrell. I. Wynn. I. Nilsson. I. Pan. Pavley. I. Roth. I. Runner. Stone. I. Vidak. I. Wykowski. I. Gaines. I. Pan. I. Madam.
Thank you. Ayes 38, no 0. The measure passes. File item 24, Senate Bill 125. Senator Hernandez. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Senate Bill 125 by Senator Hernandez, enacting the health care coverage and declaring the urgency thereof to take effect immediately.